The College of Public Affairs and Development is an academic and RDE unit of the University of the Philippines Los Baños, committed to the study of development issues, institutions, and communities. Created on January 29, 1998, the college upholds the value of transdisciplinary and participatory approaches in honing distinctive excellence in development studies and governance, rural, community, and agricultural development, community and agricultural education, extension, agrarian studies, local and rural institutions, and land management administration. The College of Public Affairs and Development, or CPAf, is a one-faculty, one-college structure made up of the Institute for Governance and Rural Development, or IGRD, the Instruction Unit of CPAf, which houses all faculty members and serves as home to all academic programs of the college, and two transdisciplinary research centers, the Community Innovation Studies Center, or CISC, and the Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, or CSPPS. The CISC focuses on research and extension engagements, largely focusing on social development, community studies, and emerging issues of communities in transition. CSPPS, on the other hand, is the college policy research and advocacy focal unit that focuses on the convergence of agriculture, environment, and social issues for food security. A Knowledge Management Office, or KMO, under the Office of the Dean, leads in the acquisition, generation, production, and dissemination of knowledge in the various areas of interest in the college. The KMO houses a publications program and a management information system which complements its library and computer laboratory services. Under the IGRD, CPAf offers graduate programs and undergraduate service courses in agrarian studies and education. CPAf's flagship program, Masters in Public Affairs, is intended to strengthen capacity of students to be effective development practitioners in the government and non-government institutions, particularly in the analysis of public issues as they relate to the improvement of public welfare. Master and Master of Science in Development Management and Governance. CPAf also offers the multi-stream Master and Master of Science in Development Management and Governance. These programs seek to develop competencies in transformational leadership needed by organizations in addressing complex development issues. These programs advance the theory and practice of development management and governance in addressing society's problems. Through its School and the Workplace, the MDMG and MSDMG programs also cater to the specific needs of development organizations. The MS and PhD in Agricultural Education programs prepare teachers and education development practitioners to lead and define ways of managing, teaching, and learning agriculture and its allied fields in order to improve productivity of its practitioners and the institutions they represent. The MS and PhD in Community Development programs prepare students to take on the challenge of empowering local communities, to develop effective strategies for identifying community goals and maximizing their assets to achieve these goals. Moreover, CPAf also offers the MS and PhD in Extension Education programs, which provide grounding in extension science and its innovations, education leadership, and adult education philosophy and pedagogy. The PhD in Development Studies is a campus-wide transdisciplinary program of the Graduate School coordinated by CPAf. 4 of its core courses and some in the specialization fields are offered by CPAf. PhD in Development Studies develops students' skills in the analysis of critical societal problems, such as food security, natural resource management, population, gender and development, and agrarian and rural development using inter- and transdisciplinary approaches. Students in CPAf conduct immersion activities, undertake field visits, and participate in seminars to imbibe the value of learning outside the classroom. The organizations in CPAf also offer opportunity for students to build continuing personal and professional camaraderie during as well as beyond their student life. The CPAf Graduate Students Association is the official student organization of the college. On the other hand, the CPAf Alumni Association is the organization that keeps students connected after their graduation. Together with its students, alumni, and institutional partners, CPAf is committed in pursuing instruction, research, extension, and policy advocacy with distinctive excellence in the fields of rural development and governance. The College of Public Affairs and Development is an academic and RDE unit of the University of the Philippines Los Baños, committed to the study of development issues, institutions, and communities. Created on January 29, 1998, the college upholds the value of transdisciplinary and participatory approaches in honing distinctive excellence in development studies and governance, rural, community and agricultural development, community and agricultural education, extension, agrarian studies, local and rural institutions, and land management administration. The College of Public Affairs and Development, or CPAf, is a one-faculty, one-college structure made up of the Institute for Governance and Rural Development, or IGRD. The instruction unit of CPAf, which houses all faculty members and serves as home to all academic programs of the college, and 2 transdisciplinary research centers. The Community Innovation Studies Center, or CISC, and the Center for Strategic Planning and Policy Studies, or CSPPS. The CISC focuses on research and extension engagements, largely focusing on social development, community studies, and emerging issues of communities in transition. CSPPS, on the other hand, is the college policy research and advocacy focal unit that focuses on the convergence of agriculture, environment, and social issues for food security. A Knowledge Management Office, or KMO, under the Office of the Dean, leads in the acquisition, generation, production, and dissemination of knowledge in the various areas of interest in the college. The KMO houses a publications program and a management information system which complements its library and computer laboratory services. Under the IGRD, CPAf offers graduate programs and undergraduate service courses in agrarian studies and education. CPAF's flagship program, Masters in Public Affairs, is intended to strengthen capacity of students to be effective development practitioners in the government and non-government institutions, particularly in the analysis of public issues as they relate to the improvement of public welfare. Master and Master of Science in Development Management and Governance. CPAf also offers the multi-stream Master and Master of Science in Development Management and Governance. These programs seek to develop competencies in transformational leadership needed by organizations in addressing complex development issues. These programs advance the theory and practice of development management and governance in addressing society's problems. Through its School and the Workplace, the MDMG and MSDMG programs also cater to the specific needs of development organizations. The MS and PhD in Agricultural Education programs prepare teachers and education development practitioners to lead and define ways of managing, teaching, and learning agriculture and its allied fields in order to improve productivity of its practitioners and the institutions they represent. The MS and PhD in Community Development programs prepare students to take on the challenge of empowering local communities, to develop effective strategies for identifying community goals and maximizing their assets to achieve these goals. Moreover, CPAf also offers the MS and PhD in Extension Education programs, which provide grounding in extension science and its innovations, education leadership, and adult education philosophy and pedagogy. The PhD in Development Studies is a campus-wide transdisciplinary program of the graduate school coordinated by CPAf. 4 of its core courses and some in the specialization fields are offered by CPAf. PhD in Development Studies develops students' skills in the analysis of critical societal problems, such as food security, natural resource management, population, gender and development, and agrarian and rural development using inter- and transdisciplinary approaches. Students in CPAf conduct immersion activities, undertake field visits, and participate in seminars to imbibe the value of learning outside the classroom. The organizations in CPAf also offer opportunity for students to build continuing personal and professional camaraderie during as well as beyond their student life. The CPAf Graduate Students Association is the official student organization of the college. On the other hand, the CPAf Alumni Association is the organization that keeps students connected after their graduation. Together with its students, alumni, and institutional partners, CPAf is committed in pursuing instruction, research, extension, and policy advocacy with distinctive excellence in the fields of rural development and governance.
Good afternoon, everyone. Miss Ruth, can you please flash the house rules,
Yes,
please?
sir.
So before we start, we would like to share with you our house rules. So this forum would take about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. May we request all the Zoom participants to mute or to yeah, please mute your audio. Okay. And for our live stream participants, okay, if you have questions later on, you may type them, okay, on the comment section, okay, of our YouTube live stream. So we would be streaming this, okay, on YouTube, and then the link to that, okay, can be accessed in
Yes,
our
sir.
Facebook
Okay. Kasi
account.
pagka nag-attend po yung mga
Again,
coordinators namin,
may we request everyone to please mute,
i-interpret
okay,
natin
their
yung
audio, especially our Zoom participants. So yeah, so if you're not going to speak, so please yeah, mute, okay, your um audio. And then later, so after the forum, so may we request everyone to accomplish our online evaluation form. So we have an online evaluation. So for you to secure your certificate of attendance, please make sure that you accomplish, okay, the online evaluation. So we'll share later how you would be able to access that evaluation form. So moving on, Miss Ruth, next slide, please. So just to give you the overview, okay, an overview of the program. So we'll start with the invocation by Attorney Venus Velasco, okay, followed by the national anthem, the welcome remarks, and then we'll have an inspirational message. Next slide, please. Okay, and then we'll have the presentation of our guest speakers. Okay, so of course, before they speak, they will be introduced, okay, by our CPAf AA officers. Next slide, please. So we're expecting two presentations, okay, this afternoon. All right, so from our 2020 Alumni Awardees. And then we'll have the presentation of our reactor after their presentations. And then we would proceed to our open forum, followed by the synthesis and the closing remarks, and lastly, the singing of UP Naming Mahal. All right, so just to give you an idea of the events, okay, this afternoon. All right, so let us proceed. Okay, so this is our evaluation form. So you can scan, okay, this QR code, okay, so for you to access our evaluation form. So again, if you want to get a certificate of attendance for attending this afternoon's forum, please make sure that you accomplish our online evaluation form. All right. So before we continue, so good afternoon once again, and welcome to the Forum on Education, Governance, and Development Experiences of the 2020 CPAf Alumni Awardees, organized by the College of Public Affairs and Development and the CPAf Alumni Association. This event is part of CPAF's 23rd anniversary celebration today. So happy birthday, CPAF UPLB. I'm Emily P. Serrano, and joining me as moderator this afternoon is the president of the CPAF AA, Mr. Mark Paulo G. Velasco. Paulo? Okay, so Paulo is already here, but yeah. So let's wait for a while. Okay, so nawala si Sir Paulo. Okay. All right. So just to give you some background information, this alumni forum was originally organized, okay, for our Loyalty Day celebration last year. However, due to some for uncontrollable circumstances, so we were not able to push through with the alumni forum, and we thought that this would be the best time to have this alumni forum, given that CPAf is celebrating its 23rd anniversary. Okay, so this afternoon, we're fortunate to have with us and happy to have with us, the officers of the CPAf Alumni Association, and then of course our esteemed alumni awardees. Unfortunately, not all our awardees will be able to join us, this afternoon, because due to some connectivity issues on the part of one of our awardees in Bicol. But hopefully our two awardees, would be able to present, this afternoon. So, Paolo, yes, you may want to say something. Okay.
Hi, good afternoon to all. First, I would like to greet CPAf. Happy anniversary, 23rd anniversary, no? So, 23 years old na pala yung CPAf.
Yeah.
So,
Matanda
kanina
na.
yung event ay okay naman, and congratulate ko ang ating OIC Dean, si Ma'am Weng Dr. Bacongis, for a successful event this morning. So magandang umaga, magandang hapon na pala sa ating lahat.
Yes. Thank you, Sir Paolo. All right. So, and thank you very much also to the rest of the CPAf Alumni Association officers, for being here this afternoon and for helping us, organize this alumni forum. So to officially welcome us to this event, may we call on our OIC Dean, the ever beautiful Dr. Rowena D.T. Bacongis.
Thank you, Dr. Serrano, for that introduction. So, maraming salamat din, Paolo, for the greetings for our 23rd anniversary celebration. So, of course, I would like to greet our esteemed speakers, Mr. Bon Ian De La Roca, our CPAF Distinguished Alumnus for 2020, and Attorney Romel Gecolea, our outstanding UPLB alumnus 2020. I would like to greet the Director of the UPLB Alumni Affairs, Dr. Eileen Mamino, the very our Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance, Professor Rolando T.
Nawala si Ma'am Weng.
Oo nga eh. It seems Dr. Bacongis has some connection, internet connectivity issues.
Ang hirap talaga ngayon.
Oo nga eh. It's quite challenging. Actually, even this morning, so we had some difficulties, streaming our program. But so I think na-disconnect na si Ma'am Weng, ano? Okay, so yeah, she shared with me part of her message. So, well, let me so in her welcome
Here
remarks.
again.
Yeah, there. Okay. So yeah, na-reconnect na. So Ma'am Weng, continue.
Internet connection.
It's okay.
Right. So, I think I was able to greet everybody already, including the CPAf AA officers, CPAf students, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So as already mentioned by the CPAf AA president and our host, today is actually the 23rd anniversary celebration of CPAF. And this morning, we had our first virtual celebration. While we were happy to be able to do that because it's a first of all of the anniversary celebrations, we do miss all of you. We miss seeing you in person, and hopefully we will be able to have live celebration in the near future. But in the meantime, our new normal, including all the connectivity problems and the glitches. But there is one thing that was emphasized by our MC this morning, Dr. Alin Sunurin, Tina Alin Sunurin, I'm sorry, Tina. Because we did have a lot of glitches this morning. And she said that hopefully you remember our event, because today there have been many problems with power outages and internet connection. We hope that you remember our 23rd anniversary and this alumni celebration, not for the problems encountered, but for the positive things that we share, the common bond that we share together. So this morning, our theme was forging partnership for stronger communities and institutions in the new future. We believe this is a very fitting theme, and our speaker was no less than the UPLB Chancellor, Chancellor Jose D.V. Camacho. And you know, there is no better person to talk about partnership other than our Chancellor. It was from him that I learned about the importance of partnership when I was the director of IGRD and he was the dean of the college of the graduate school. He engaged me in a partnership together with UP Mindanao, where we had our first off-campus program, and then with DepEd, and now with CBSWA. And to be able to do that, there were many things that had to be done. We had to propose a new subject. We had to propose new specialization stream. We had to conduct many meetings and representations. And to my mind, it was really very tiring, right? But the thing is, the fruits of the labor is actually very inspiring, because you just don't get to know many people. You just don't get to establish relationship with institutions and the people around you, but also reap the benefits of this partnership. So right now, we have been able to graduate several of these students, and they are occupying a lot of positions in the different institutions that they belong. One of our graduates who finished in 3 years in the off-campus program is already a president of her university. One is a vice chancellor, a dean. So these things, it's not possible without partnership. And today's anniversary celebration and you sponsoring this event is really fitting, because this shows that there is a very good bond between CPAf and the Alumni Association. So I'm really happy that this morning's celebration is followed by a learning event organized by our very own CPAf Alumni Association. Your theme, education, governance, and development, had never been important as it is now, as we try to learn and move past the pandemic. Experts are saying that the downturn in the global economy are expected to erase years of progress and hard work, with the global south suffering the most. Even the sustainable development goals might have to be readjusted, as the pandemic seriously impacted families, institutions, communities, business, the global economy in general. What strengths can we count on? What lessons have we learned? How can we help each other? How do we collectively move on? These are difficult questions, and this seminar might not provide you with all the answers, but the wealth of experiences of our esteemed speakers will certainly help us learn from them and from their experiences, their innovations in their respective fields of specialization. So friends, let me congratulate in advance the CPAf AA for organizing these events, and may I once again welcome you to this afternoon's forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma'am Weng. Thank you, Dr. Bacongis, for the opening remarks. Andito na ba si Vice Chancellor?
I think, yes, si Vice Chancellor Bello is having difficulties parang logging in.
Pasok.
So makapasok pa.
Okay.
So I guess we can,
Sabi
oo, hindi pa siya makapasok sa Zoom. So anyway, I guess with that, since we can have his inspirational message later. So
Yes.
after he joins us, okay, here in Zoom. So in the meantime, so since our first guest speaker is already here anyway, okay, so we'll proceed now, okay, to the introduction of our first guest speaker. To introduce our guest speaker is the Vice President of CPAf AA, a real-life Wonder Woman. She is also the Assistant to the UPLB Chancellor and the Director of the UPLB Office of Alumni Relations. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Eileen M. Mamino.
Thank you, Ma'am Emily. Hi, good afternoon po. Sorry, apologies muna. Bakit tayo ay ang hirap ng kuryente. Yung isa po kasi nating contractor ay napilon yung ating fiber optic dyan sa kaya nawalan bigla ng internet connection. At isinabay talaga po sa anniversary ng CPAf. Ang Anyway, ang atin pong first speaker ay has an extensive experience in providing leadership to the cooperatives and advocacy group sector. He is the one initiated incubating and growing a wide range of social enterprise programs and services designed for farmers, entrepreneurs, and OFW. Siya rin po ang Vice President of the well-known Soro-Soro Ibaba Development Cooperative or CC. Tama ba ako? CC ito. He is the President of the League of Cooperative Managers of Batangas and also Board of Directors of the Global Academy on Migration and Development and the Philippine Farmers Agriculture, Fishery, Forestry Cooperatives Federation. So pagdating po talaga sa cooperative, isa lang po yung alam kong pangalan na pwede. Wag na nating pahabain. Ang atin pong alumni, distinguished alumnus for 2020 at graduate po natin ng MPAF SPSS. Ang atin pong speaker for today, Mr. Bon Ian De La Roca.
Magandang hapon po. Una ho ay, before I start, please allow me to greet muna ang atin pong mga officials. So kay Vice Chancellor Roland Bello, magandang hapon po. Parang nahihirapan lang yatang kumunik. Sa atin pong Vice President na nagpakilala sa akin kanina, Ma'am Eileen Mamino, maraming salamat po. Sa ating Presidente ng ating Alumni Association, Sir Paulo Velasco, magandang hapon. Ang ating pong kasamahang alumni at kaibigan, Mayor Mel, Kikulea, sa ating pong OIC Dean, Ma'am Weng Daconggis, magandang hapon po sa lahat po ng faculty and staff ng ating pong pinakamamahal na kolehiyo, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. So ako naman po ay naatasan na mag-share ng aking karanasan bilang isang alumni ng ating pong kolehiyo. So, ipakilala na naman po ko kanina, but just siguro some added information. I'm also a graduate of Ag-Econ, BS Ag-Econ noong 1994 to 1999. Ako po ay merong 17 taon ng karanasan sa cooperative sector. My passion of course is agriculture, cooperatives at saka po investments. Yan, nabanggit naman po kanina, I'm the current Assistant Vice President for Return ng SIDSI. I'm also a second-termer private sector representative of Calabarzon Regional Development Council and a fourth-term president of the League of Cooperative Managers of Batangas. Also, the Director of Global Academy on Migration and Development at isa pong agri-pooler. Ito po'y nagbibigay ng peer-to-peer sharing. At consultant ng LGUs and party list. And finally, ako po ay 43 years old, taga Batangas, na kasalukuyang naninirahan sa Batangas City. Happily married, ito yung picture ng aking family at ng aking dalawang chikiting. So I fancy myself as a coopreneur. Ibig sabihin ay yung kooperatiba na mayroong entrepreneurial na pagtingin sa pagpapatakbo po nito. So ako ay naging estudyante ng Masters in Public Affairs from 2003 to 2007. Pero kasabay po niyan ako ay empleyado din ng Department of Agrarian Reform, Provincial Office ng Batangas. So ako ho ay nag-umpisa bilang Clerk 3 noong 2003 and fortunately ako na may na-promote bilang Agrarian Reform Program Technologist noong 2007 ng Darpo, Batangas din. Kaya ko ito ikinukwento dahil malaking bahagi dahil ako'y nung nag-aaral ay nagtatrabaho din. At of course, given na medyo malayo ang Los Baños sa Batangas, kaya every Saturday I have to travel. At syempre, kasama ho noong mga panahon na iyon na hindi naman din kalakihan ng ating kinikita. Kaya nakakatuwang balikan na noong mga panahon iyon, ako ay kinukuha ko yun, binibili ko yung mga agrarian reform products, agrarian reform beneficiary products like ito pong tamarind candies at saka itong itong honey, bottled honey ng ating mga agrarian reform beneficiaries. At ito po dinadala ko sa CPAf actually ng panahon yun at ako'y nagbebenta para kahit papaano ay makatulong sa aking mga gastusin. At nakakatuwang balikan ito pong mga panahon na ito. So, yan ho ang aking mga picture nung panahon na yon. Buti na lamang at hindi pa uso ang alam nyo na nung mga panahon na yon. Pero talagang payatot po ako noon. Yan also some of my pictures nung ako'y nagtatrabaho pa din. So, ito ho ay malaking bahagi dahil halos sa aking karanasan ay malaki na itulong ng pagiging empleyado ng Department of Agrarian Reform at the same time yung pagiging estudyante. At kaya nga ho noong ako naman ay nag-aaral, of course sa ating ito yung aking natapos bilang graduate ng Masters in Public Affairs, Major in Strategic Planning and Public Policy, ay marami tayong natutunan. At ito pong ating tulad ng approaches in rural development, yung political economy na tinuro ni Vice Chancellor Bello, yung mga statistical models, yung mga policy issue papers po natin, at yung mga strategic approaches also with the rural development. So napakalaking input po dito, napakalaking ganda ng knowledge na ito noon. At buti naman ho ako'y nakagraduate kahit papano noong 2007. At I can say na after my graduation, immediately after my graduation, talagang ang laki agad nung nagbago sa aking perspective at pananaw. At kahit sa aking karera, kasi nagbukas yung opportunity na ako'y makapasok sa SIDSI noong 2007, immediately after my graduation. So luckily I was able to come in sa SIDSI, sa Sorosoro Ibaba Development Cooperative, as a business development manager. So from 2007 to 2014, at ako po'y naging senior manager naman from 2014 to 2018. So sa mga panahon pong ito, during this time ay sa loob, yung iba't ibang role ang akin pong ginampanan. So researcher ako, ibig sabihin I regularly seek out opportunities for the cooperative. I'm also a facilitator of business planning sessions ng aming kooperatiba. Halos annually ay ako po yung nagpapacilitate ng aming business planning. I'm also a manager of different enterprise at to some extent, nung ako'y maging senior manager, ito po yung manager na ng mga managers. So, mga manager na po yung aking minamanage. So I would say na nakatulong din sa pagiging ako'y may expectations din sa akin for leading at sa pagiging strategies within our organization. Outside of SIDSI naman po, I am constantly providing, I am constantly providing assistance in the form of pagiging resource speaker. So every time po na may nag-request to ask some sharing about our success factors, ay daroroon po tayo para po magbigay ng assistance. I am also a representative of the organization. Inaatasan tayo mag-represent sa organization when we are dealing with private, NGO, and even government offices. So, this is my picture noong 2007. Talagang medyo yung expectations na hinahanap sa atin noong panahon na yan ay malaki given the status already of SIDSI during that time. So, this was 13, 14 years ago. So malaking, at kahit naman noon ay malaki na rin ang SIDSI. We are already a billion peso cooperative during that time. At very, very challenging talaga ang pagkukonduct ng annual planning, strategizing ng kooperatiba. Luckily ay nalampasan naman po natin yan, lahat ng binigay sa atin at iatas na responsibilidad ay atin pong nagawang maitawid at maisakatuparan. Ito ilan sa mga pictures, some of my pictures when we are trying to benchmark activities of other farmers. So way back in 2009 sa Naik Cavite with our consultant David King and some of my staff. Also when we expanded way back in 2013 in Pili Camarines Sur. So kami po yung nag-expand din sa area, and that's the first time I met Congresswoman pa po noon, si Kong Lenny, noong panahon na yon. Also, we went from time to time with the board of directors and with the officers. Pumunta rin kami sa Zamboanga del Sur to look for opportunities. Ito ilan lang sa mga pictures ng mga activities na ginagawa ko po noon at pinafacilitate. So, when there are instances that we have to go to a particular province or location, yung lahat ng coordination, lahat ng kailangang i-prepare ay ito po ay ginagampanan natin para maayos yung magiging activities po natin doon sa area. So ito naman i-picture natin with some of our members in Palawan in 2018 when we expanded our operation and introduced the corn production in the area. We were invited also as one of the resource speaker in Catarman, Northern Samar in 2016. At yan, yung sa mga planning po natin sa annual planning sessions na ginagawa ng Co-op, we are actively participating on that. Tayo po yung regular din na nagbibigay sa expectations on managing our enterprises. Napakahalaga ng ginagampanan ng ating mga kasamahan, kaya yung reward system na ibinibigay natin sa kanila ay binuo po natin yan at regular nating ibinibigay para ma-inspire ang ating mga kasamahan na maglingkod pa rin sa ating kooperatiba. And some of the pictures when we are trying to formulate plans also, pag-strategize ng mga iba't ibang activities for the cooperative, programs and activities. And when way back in 2018, we are conducting a jumpstart sessions para i-level of lahat ng expectations sa ating mga empleyado with regards to our targets, with regards to the expectations as to the contribution of the net income sa operations. So naiimbitahan din po tayo maging speaker sa iba't ibang forum like this is showcasing the role of agri-cooperatives towards food security. Tayo po yung naiimbitahan dyan. Also sharing naman ng sa cooperative governance. Ito ay I think this is the first Senator Butch Aquino lecture series Noong 2019 din po ito. Also ay yan, maraming pagkakataon na nakakasalamuhan natin yung mga stalwarts ng kooperatiba sa Pilipinas at hindi po mawala diyan si the late Senator Butch Aquino na akin pong nakasalamuhan noong I think 2008 if I'm not mistaken. So ang atin pong kasamahan ding alumni dito sa Los Baños, si Senator Migs, ay maraming pagkakataon po tayong nakakasalamuha siya because siya ay champion ng ating kooperatiba sa Senado. Doon naman sa ating ginagawa sa migration and development ay may mga nakakasalamuha tayong ambassador like Ambassador Grace Princesa. Nasa kasalukuyan siya ay ambassador natin sa Vatican. Dati po siyang nasa UAE at nakakasalamuha natin when we are promoting our investment program for our OFWs. So these are also some of the pictures when I participated in some of the Lakbay Aral or study tour. Study tour na sa ibang bansa kasi we are trying to benchmark also what we are doing in terms of the other cooperatives in other countries. So this was in Netherlands in 2018. This was in Malaysia, also in 2009 po ito. Ito naman po sa UAE. What struck me dun sa UAE is that the cooperatives is owned by the government. Yun yung kakaiba dun sa kanila, dun sa UAE. Kasi ang kanilang kooperatiba ay pag-aari ng government. Hindi siya katulad dito sa atin na some sort of a private. Sa US din, nagkaroon din tayo ng lakbay-aral po dyan. Now, as an Assistant Vice President, ito po yung organizational structure na aking ginagampanan. At ako ay nagbibigay ng strategic directions and standardization of the Sinsi Return Group. So, we have 6 regional managers. Lahat po yan ay we are operating in 6 regions. And I'm in charge of providing the strategic directions for our savings and credit operations. So yung mga clustering committees, I'm also tasked to facilitate that and head that, and along with the structure. So since 2019 hanggang ngayon, ako po yung nag-act as Assistant Vice President. We are 175 strong employee. Ito pong grupo na ito na strukturang aking ipinipresenta. At ito ho ay may 42% is male, 58% is female. Ang aming average age ay 30 years old. So siguro ako ho ang nagpataas ng kaunti sa average nito. Kaya sobrang babata talaga ng mga staff namin. Well, if we compute for the net income contribution, total income, and divide that to 177, we are contributing around 280,000 per capita dito po sa kooperatiba, yung grupo nitong savings and credit operation. We have 42 branches, and in 2020, ang naging net income operation contribution ng grupo po natin ay 49 million net income. So, Sinsi Pinoy, we are offering various credit lines. So, from as low as 5,000 pesos to as high as 15 million. So, ganun po yung range ng mga iba't ibang loan for portfolio na ino-offer natin. So, tumutulong tayo para magkaroon ng regular na access ang at least 5,000 loan availers. Sa current, nasa 1.7 billion yung current loan portfolio po natin. Well, for 2021, the target loan release will be around 1.6 billion. At 42 branches plus additional po dyan yung mga magiging expansions for this year. So dire-diretso ang expansion, paglago ng kooperatiba. At yan ho ay sa taon-taon, mula nang ako'y maging bahagi din diyan, ay napansin ko na talagang ganun yung kultura. It's development-oriented and there is lagging an anticipation of growing the existing business. For the savings naman, we have around 20,000 savings accounts. So pag pinagsama-sama po yan, that's around 1.5 billion pesos in savings. 70% of that is under time deposit, while 30% is regular savings. So we are a 1.7, 1.5 billion savings and credit operation. And the strategic direction and standardizations po niyan, yun po yung ating tinutunghayan sa kasalukuyan. For the investment naman, we are promoting investment programs. So right now, mga nasa 900 OFW nakikinabang dyan sa mga investment programs po na yan. At nasa 100 million yung investment na nakakalap natin dyan. So since he is the biggest agri-based cooperative, hindi po sa amin galing ito. Ito po isa galing sa land bank. So some of the pictures ng building, yung main office building sa Barangay Sorosoro in Batangas City, and a picture of our General Assembly nung tayo po ay nagja-General Assembly. So 45,000 membership, 45,000. So ito ay composed ng rice and corn, backyard livestock, poultry farmers, sari-sari stores, consumers, and saving and loans availers. Share capital is 700 million. Asset is 3.6 billion. Total volume of business nasa 5 billion na po yan per year. Number of employees nasa 1,200. We are operating in 17 provinces, 5 regions. And majority of the business in consumer retailing, manufacturing, animal and crop production, and savings and credit. So ito lang some of the pictures of the businesses of the cooperative. We are into manufacturing, rice milling, savings, feed milling, even organic fertilizer, and our own vet products, the Right Vet brand. We also have our layer farm, seed contract growing, pig farm, hog selling farm. So these are supply value chains ng agri-production na ini-incorporate natin sa kabuuang pagtulong sa ating mga miyembro by providing them quality piglet and ensuring the market for their products. Some of our consumer retailing projects, we have supermarket, we have aqua care or water refilling stations, we have gasoline stations, meron tayo rin pong mga one-click mart, may fiber TV, hardware. We also have the co-op fridge. So we have around 40 branches already, 40 stores, and 2 gasoline stations. So these are actual pictures of our gasoline. We have 40 of these already, 3 of which are supermarts. So what is so unique about the cooperative enterprise? At kasama na rin dito yung pag-rationalize kung ano yung ginagawa ng co-op at ano yung mga natutunan natin sa rural development. Ano po? So yung 3 core principles kasi ng co-op, yan ay yung miyembro, una siya yung owner. Of course, bilang owner, yung paggamit sa produkto naroroon at yung continuous capital build-up. Pangalawa, yung control sa negosyo naroroon. Ang governance niyan ay remains to be with the owner. So yung member ang nag-i-elect ng board of directors, and of course the success depends on the participation of the members. So sa benefit binabalik sa mga miyembro ang benefit na nakukuha sa kooperatiba. So this is the 3 core principles. Ang miyembro ang owner, siya ay may control at siya ang nakikinabang sa benefit. So again, what is so unique about it? So yung user, nagpapatronize siya ng mga tindahan, bumibili siya ng iba't ibang enterprises, agri-enterprises, umuutang siya sa kooperatiba at habang siya ay nagbabayad bilang owner ay may bumabalik sa kanya yung net surplus of hospitalization benefits and even the return on capital, patronage refund. So this is the model na ino-operate natin at ginagamit sa cooperative when we are expanding. So ito yung value proposition po ng isang kooperatiba na nare-reinforce at ginagamit natin sa rural development. So major strategies of CDC on rural development. This is a topic na I would assume na very special sa CPAf because of the concept and approach on rural development. So what we're doing is basically we are expanding the business and we are generating members. Given na ang members ay owner, sila rin ang nagbe-benefit, sila din ang may control doon sa organization. Complementation ng iba't ibang businesses. We are into agribusiness. Inaayos po natin yung pagpo-provide ng savings and credit, which is my responsibility, at yung sa market ng mga iba't ibang produkto. We are also leveraging on the supply value chain dahil bawat business like the feed mill may demand na yan sa corn at given yung demand na yon, doon tayo nag-uumpisa ng mga savings and credit program that will encourage farmers to produce corn under the assumption na igagaranti ng ating feed mill ang pagbili sa kanya. So yeah, given the digitalization, logistics, and systems upgrade, so we are undergoing that. Financial management and the agro enterprise clustering. We are clustering members into agri enterprise clusters to produce commodities like corn, broiler layer or eggs, and to link it to our internal and external markets. So all in all, it boils down to SIDC developing the region, yung territory or regional development approach namin sa sa mga ginagawa natin. Yung nag-i-expand, in the process of expanding, it would be we will be developing, introducing different enterprises, providing livelihood to the farmers, providing stores para ma-access nila yung ibang mga basic services, and complementing it with the savings and credit program. So ito yung mga activities na ginagawa natin at patuloy na dinadala sa iba't ibang panig ng Pilipinas. And hopefully by this year, we will be able to expand this approach also in Mindanao. So it's about balancing economic viability and social relevance. So hindi kasi po pwedeng kita lamang siya, hindi po pwedeng kumikita lang ng malaki ang kooperatiba. It's important na yung social relevance niya ay naibigay din natin sa ating mga miyembro. So dapat po ito yung mabalanse, hindi naman po pwedeng napaka-sensitive natin sa pangangailangan ng miyembro at to the point na i-compromise natin ng pagkita. So our approach is basically guided by this principle, balancing the economic viability and social relevance curve. So yun po yung sa SIDC. I am also a Regional Development Council Private Sector Representative, kung saan po ay nagawa po nating may include magkaroon ng mga landmark RDC resolutions kung saan ay nagkaroon ng inatasan na magkaroon ng inclusion ng Cooperative Development Program in the Local Development Plan and Investment Plan, at nagawa po nating mapaging voting member ng RDC ang CDA sa Calabarzon. And we are representing agriculture and cooperative sector in the development discussion. The CDA as a voting member is already mandated by law, but we introduce na ito ay tayo maging una na yan ay mapasama na talaga sa RDC natin dito sa Calabarzon. So some of the pictures, and that is the RDC resolution endorsing the inclusion of cooperative development program in the local development plan. So as you know, hindi kasi lahat ng LGU ay merong cooperative development plan, and we are trying to advocate na magkaroon sila ng cooperative development program at the same time ay mailagay yun doon sa local development plan. Wala kang saysay kasi ang cooperative development program pagka hindi ito kasama sa local development plan at investment plan, kasi alam naman natin that the resources needed for the program will be coming from the investment plan and the local development plan. So we consider this as a major milestone in terms of advocating and yung ma-realize yung ating pangarap na bawat LGU, munisipyo at syudad ay magkaroon ng kanyang cooperative development office. So habang hinihintay natin yung may isa katuparan ng batas, ay meron tayong mga initiative po na katulad nito. Yan, some of the pictures lang during our interaction with our fellow PSRs or private sector representatives. I am also the president of League of Cooperative Managers of Batangas. So ito po ay 105 strong member. This is a self-sustaining organization. Hindi po tayo umaasa sa iba para maging sustaining itong organization nito, dahil we are asking for some annual dues from our members para maging regular naman yung pasok ng pagkita. But the focus really is on the welfare of the managers. At the same time, ay yung sharing and peer-to-peer learning. So this is something na quite pioneering in the sense that this is a group solely for the managers, dahil kinikilala natin yung malaking role na ginagampanan ng managers sa pagpapalago ng isang kooperatiba. So nandyan yung trainings din at saka knowledge building. And itong picture na ito nasa kanan, this is some of our managers attending the new enterprise planning and personal entrepreneur development of the UP Open University. So nag-advocate tayo, naglabi tayo ng funding para magkaroon sila ng pondo para makapag-enroll doon sa dalawang program po na ito. So these are them happily accepting the certificate of the completion of the program. Again, some of the pictures that we have, and we are also conducting lakbay aral or study tour in different areas. So we did one in Ilocos in 2017. Maaasahan din po ang League of Cooperative Managers pagka doon sa cooperative show of force. So we were able to help in organizing that and show na yung lakas ng kooperatiba may pakita yon. Ito ay yung mga panahon na pinag-uusapan yung pagtatak sa ating mga co-op. And we resisted that at pinakita natin na dapat talagang hindi. Ako po ay founding director din at miyembro ang co-op ng AgriCo-op PH. So this was the picture of the founding of 2018. So AgriCo-op is a big federation of cooperatives, small, medium, and large members. Yung mga malalaking AgriCo-op, agricultural cooperatives sa Pilipinas, along with the fisher folks, farmers associations kasama po dito. So this is a national federation of AgriCo-op, and tumutulong tayo na ito po ay magkaroon ng grounding, especially in the founding, dahil naniniwala tayo na malaki ang maiitulong ng AgriCo-ops sa kabuuang sektor natin. I'm also an AgriPooler regarding providing peer-to-peer learnings and advice sa mga kasamahan po natin, especially on governance and the farmer advocacy consultation tool. Yun po yung mga tools na ginagamit natin para tayo po ay makatulong sa peer-to-peer learning. So this is a picture of us having the training para maging AgriPooler. So sa migration and development naman, very active po tayo dito, especially CDC, because we are the ones promoting investment program. So this is my picture in UAE in 2012. Ito po ay all for investment mobilization. This is in Qatar in 2014, Italy in 2015, Singapore in 2015. And sabi naman po nga kanina, I'm a founding board of director of the Global Academy on Migration Development. I was actually invited dito po sa Global Academy on Migration and Development na to, on the basis that pinipicture out kasi na ang Pilipinas ay magiging sentro. So lahat kasi parang as it would turn out, we are quite advanced on migration and development, and other countries is looking at our experience and approaches para i-replicate sa kanila pong mga bansa. And given yung naging traction natin, experience in terms of providing investment programs for our OFWs, we were invited to be part of this Global Academy on Migration and Development Group. Also, so ang ating pong kasamahan, ang ating presidente, kami nagkita noong 2019, nung magkaroon tayo din ng similar na programa sa Santa Rosa City, Laguna noong 2019. Kay Governor, kay Senator, nagkaroon ako ng pagkakataon na makapagpa-picture sa kanila noong sa Italy nung kami nakita-kita sa Migration and Development Program kasama ang Batangas. At si Secretary noon ay NED Secretary pa. So yan, yung sa UAE noong 2012. So yan, dahil po dun sa ating experience na sa kooperatiba, pinalad din po tayong from time to time ay maimbita na magbigay ng advice at tumulong sa iba't ibang policy advocacy. So kasama po natin ang ating pumutihing Mayor Melgy Colea, at from time to time ay tayo po tumutulong dun sa pagsusulong ng cooperative, growth ng cooperative po dun sa bayan ng Cabuyao. Also with our fellow alumni also, si Mayor Bin Soriano. So parehong produkto po ng CPAf, ito pong mga nakakasalamuhan natin. I'm also acting as a consultant sa AGA Party List on various issues na related po sa cooperative. So with that, yun po yung aking naging experience. Masasabi ko na napakalaki po ng role na ginawa sa akin ng CPAf in my career, especially in strategy formulation, yung mga approaching rural development. Binigyan po ng opportunity na makapagbahagi tayo ng ating nalalaman sa iba't ibang platform. At in fact, immediately after my graduation ay talagang nagbukas ng iba't ibang opportunities para sa aking career. So napakalaki ng aking pong pasasalamat sa CPAf, especially doon sa honor na ibinigay po ninyo sa akin bilang outstanding alumnus ng ating mahal na kolehiyo. So iwanan ko po kayo ng konting quote. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. Yan po ay galing kay Bruce Lee. With that, ako po ay taos-pusong nagpapasalamat at bumabati po ng happy anniversary sa ating kolehiyo. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you very much, Sir Bon. Okay, so thank you for sharing with us, okay, your meaningful experience, okay, in the field of agri-entrepreneurship and co-op management. Sir Paulo?
Okay, thank you, Sir Bon. Alam nyo, si Sir Bon kasi magkasama talaga kami niyan sa sektor ng kooperatiba, sa pagtataguyod ng kooperatiba, hindi lang sa kanya-kanyang lalawigan, no? Magkasama kami niyan sa pagtataguyod sa buong rehiyon. In fact, ongoing din yung aming meeting ngayon ng STAR CDC o yung Southern Tagalog Cooperative Regional Development Council. Kasama ko yung kanyang boss, si Congressman Rico Heron ngayon, tackling about the new game plan for cooperative sa ating region, Region 4A and 4B. So, Sir Bon, thank you for being a true cooperative leader, and also sa mga iba't ibang mga ginagawa mo pa tulad ng migration and development. So thank you, Sir Bon.
Okay.
Ma'am Emily.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so now we have with us our Vice Chancellor for Administration. So finally, nakapasok din si Sir, but through the Zoom account of Dr. Mamino. So to share with us, okay, his inspirational message. Okay, we have here, we're privileged to have with us, okay, joining us this afternoon, Vice Chancellor Rolando T. Bello. Sir Roland?
Sige, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Sorry po at dito po ako nakikigamit ng Zoom account ng ating Assistant to the Chancellor, si Dr. Mamino, Mayora. So, yes, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang ating activity na ito ay palagay ko po pangatlong taon o pang-apat na taon na natin ginagawa. At ito po ay sana noong pagkatapos ng Loyalty Day, noong October 10, normally ginagawa natin ito. Ito po ay pagkilala sa ating mga alumni na nabigyan natin ng parangal para sa pagkilala sa kanilang mga nagawa bilang alumnus o alumni ng College of Public Affairs and Development. So kaya po si Bon Ian at si Mayor Mel ang ating mga panauhin sa araw na ito, sa hapon na ito. At ito po ay talagang ginagawa natin para ho maibahagi sa atin lahat ang kanilang mga achievements at ito po ang ating magiging batayan sa mga future nating alumni na maging modelo po ng kanilang mga gawain bilang alumnus ng ating kolehiyo. At ako po ay nananalig na ito pong ganitong activity ay magiging makabuluhan para sa ating lahat para may pagpagtaguyod natin ang kagandahan at kabutihan ng ating kolehiyo. At ito po ay ating pinagmamalaki sa pamantasan ng ating mga distinguished alumnus. At ito po ay talaga nating dapat tutukan at parati nating gagawin taon-taon para yung iba pa nating mga alumni ay makilala yung kanilang mga kontribusyon sa lipunan At ito po ay we're proud of them. We're proud of Bon at si Mayor Mel. At ito yung mga naging estudyante ko rin po. At ako po mismo ang proud na proud sa mga ating alumnus. At maraming salamat sa ating CPAf Alumni Association sa pamumuno ni Paulo na isa pa ring dati kong estudyante. At ito po ay tatag ng ating kolehiyo. At ito po ang ating pinapangalagaan na para tayo po ay makatulong at makapagbigay benepisyo sa ating mga mamamayan sa pamamagitan ho ng ating mga gawaing panglipunan. Ilang po at marami po salamat.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor for Administration, Sir Roland Bello.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Sir Roland, for the words of inspiration. So rest assured that we will continue to work. Okay. We, the alumni of CPAf, will continue to work with the college. Okay, to achieve, of course, greater things. Okay, for CPAf. Now, moving on. So unfortunately, Mayor Mel cannot join us yet because he's still in an emergency DILG closed door meeting. Okay, so while waiting for Mayor Mel, so we'll proceed first to an open forum. Okay, and we can ask questions. Okay, to our first speaker. Okay, so if you have questions, okay, regarding the presentation and the sharing of our first guest speaker, Mr. Bon de la Roca, you may type your questions, okay, in the YouTube comment section, or for our Zoom participants, okay, you may use the Zoom chat box, okay, to share with us, okay, your questions for Mr. de la Roca. So do we have questions? All right, so since we don't have any questions yet while waiting, okay, for the question, so I guess we can shoot the first questions. Sir Paolo, do you have questions for your good friend,
Well, Bon,
Mr. Bon de la Roca?
Alam ko na parehas nating nararanasan ngayon. Tayo ay nasa sektor ng kooperatiba. Bagamat ikaw ay nasa primary cooperatives, no? Kami naman ay nasa sektor ng kooperatiba na nasa gobyerno. Pero alam natin yung pinagdadaanan ng kooperatiba nitong nakaraang taon na sobra tayong tinamaan ng pandemic. At the same time, kayo sa SIDC ay bago pa man magkaroon ng volcano eruption at pandemic, nagkaroon na kayo ng naunang pandemya, yung African swine fever, no, na halos naging malaki ang epekto sa operasyon ng hanap buhay. Naniniwala ang SIDC kasi ang isa sa pinakamayamang kooperatiba sa buong, hindi lang sa buong Batangas, kundi isa sa pinakamayaman sa buong Pilipinas. Pero ano ang may advice mo sa mga, lalo ito sa mga kooperatiba na maliliit, no? Paano mo may kukonekta yung resources ng inyong kooperatiba dun sa pagtulong sa mga maliliit nating kooperatiba na halos namatay na nitong pandemic na to? Paano mo may kukonek yung prosperity ng SIDC na para matulungan sila?
Yeah, doon sa kasalukuyang ginagawa ng co-op, may mga iba't ibang programa tayong sa tingin natin ay nakakatulong sa iba't ibang samahan. Naririyan yung pagbibigay sa kanila ng garantiya sa kanilang mga produkto kung sila ay isang agricultural cooperative na halimbawa ay nagtatanim ng mais, yan ay nagkakaroon tayo ng garantiya na yung kanilang mga produkto ay ating bibilhin. May kaunting hirap na pwedeng mangyari kung ating aasahan ang mga tulong sa katulad ng isang primary cooperative na ang kanyang objective ay tulungan muna yung kanyang mga miyembro. Bagaman ganun ay kailangan nating tingnan na itong mga cooperative na ito at yung pagtulong natin sa sektor ay naroroon in terms of providing market, yung mga iba't ibang opportunities din na meron ng SIDC, like marami tayong partners na kooperatiba na silang nagbebenta mismo ng mga feeds. So marami tayong cooperatives na tinutulungan tayong magbenta. Ibig sabihin sila yung nagiging feeds outlet doon sa kanilang mga barangay at mga bayan ng mga produkto na pinoproduce ng co-op, at sila ay nakikinabang at pinagkikitaan nila yung mga opportunities na yan. Also, again, yung guarantee doon sa market. Meron tayong mga produktong pwede na lang ipagbili. Marami tayong tindahan, nasa 40 plus and still growing. Buwan-buwan ay nag-o-open tayo ng mga tindahan, and it represents a market for particular products. So if the cooperatives have products that can be sold through the stores, we will be happy to accommodate them. So it's a guarantee na may pagdadalhan ng kanilang mga produktong pinoproduce. It's also a guarantee na pwede silang magbenta ng mga produktong ginagawa ng co-op. So along those partnerships, pwede tayo makipagtulungan sa mga kooperatiba. Over on top of that ay merong commitment ang SIDC, like dito sa League of Cooperative Managers, para palakasin, pagandahin yung pagmamanage ng mga cooperative. So talagang pinalalakas natin yung capacity mag-manage ng mga managers, at pinadadaan yan through the League of Cooperative Managers. Through the peer-to-peer sharing ng mga experiences, we are providing that. We are guiding them. We are sharing our experience para matuntunan nila kung paano mas magandang i-manage ang kanilang mga kooperatiba. Ayun po.
Right, thank you. Yes, Dr. Tetik is raising her hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Doctora. Yeah, you have a question?
Is it all right? My camera is off because the host must disable my video. So,
Okay.
disable please paki-open po yung aking video so I can see.
We asked Ms. Ruth to enable the video. Okay. Okay na po ba? Hindi ba? Ayan, there. All right.
Okay. So, good afternoon and hello everyone. I have a question regarding the members of the cooperative, since I am also one of the BOD of our city employees cooperative, and here also in our city in Santa Rosa. Regarding health, Sir Von, what are the additional aids that you have given to your co-op members when the pandemic started? So, since I am impressed with your social relevance goal in your objective, no, it is one of your objectives to have your activities in your cooperative to always have social relevance. Is the pandemic of COVID-19 troubles and hardships, are you able to give additional aid to your co-op members? And what are those?
Actually, maraming nabanggit kanina ni Sir Paulo nga, a series of, we are actually addressing, I think, three major crises at a time. So we have the pandemic, we also have the ASF, at we also have the Taal volcano eruption. So halos magkakasunod po yan. But hindi talaga namin binitawan yung miyembro. So bawat kasi you can only imagine we are operating in 5 regions. So we have members in Mindoro, we have members in Panay Island, in Bicol. Well, Bicol and Mindoro and Visayas prior to our pandemic was badly hit by typhoons as well. So in those instances, naglulunsad talaga tayo ng outreach program para tulungan not just our members but the community where our members reside. So naglulunsad tayo ng iba't iba pong mga outreach program for them, yung mga binabagyo nating mga miyembro, at kung may kaluwagan, let's say halimbawa sa mga interest rates na pwede nating ibigay sa ating mga miyembro, ginagawa po natin yan parang in consideration of their situation. So we are sensitive on those dahil alam natin na may pangangailangan for them to recover, at yung lahat ng assistance and accommodations na po pwede nating i-extend ay ginagawa po natin yan. So bukod doon sa mga programa natin na binibigyan sila ng direktang tulong like pagkain at some of their immediate needs, meron tayo doon sa mga programa natin sa savings and credit operations. Even yung during the pandemic, realizing na hindi sila nakakalabas, so we launched our own mobile delivery system para matugunan yun. So yun po yung iba't ibang mga programa na ibinibigay natin sa mga miyembro.
Alright. Okay, thank you very much. So we have we have a question here from an anonymous viewer. Okay, so the question goes, so what makes your cooperative different from others? So a lot of cooperatives are failing, but well, based on your presentation, okay, yours is doing well, or the cooperatives, okay, that you're involved in are doing well. So what makes your cooperative different, Sir Bon?
I think malaki yung importansya ng ibinibigay ng co-op sa membership participation, at that's one of the major factors, success factors. The products and services have to be relevant to the members. Yung mga ini-introduce nating produkto at serbisyo ay kailangang lapat na lapat at kailangan talaga nila based on their needs. So that is one of the major activity, because if you're trying to introduce products and services that are not relevant to the members, hindi yan lalaki, hindi yan siya mag-grow. So we should be conscious with that. The next thing is the cooperative should be professionally managed. Yung pagmamanage sa mga kooperatiba, kailangan siyang tingnan kung paano po pwede siyang i-professionalize. So nakita natin na malaking factor yung ginagawang professionalization ng pagmamanage ng mga kooperatiba. Just like any regular business, just like any regular enterprise, for it to grow, it has to be professionally managed. So those are the factors, I think, na medyo conscious ang SIDC, ang cooperative, in terms of addressing, dahil we need to establish accountability, we need to establish responsibility. We are conscious na this is a member-owned enterprise, so kailangan natin mag-provide ng mga produkto at serbisyo na relevant sa ating mga miyembro, but the manner ng pag-provide natin yan should be somehow professionalized. Even our governance should be mataas yung standard na tinitingnan natin for the governance, because these are the factors that will greatly affect the development of the cooperatives.
Okay, thank you very much. And do we have other questions from our Zoom participants? Because I have another one here sent to me. Okay. Follow.
Okay. Can you give us any update regarding the representation of cooperative on the Regional Development Council? Baka may share mo sa kanila yung any development or updates when it comes to representation of co-op sa RDC.
Well, to begin with, in-sponsor natin yung pagiging voting member ng CDA, ng Cooperative Development Authority. Dahil, of course, yun naman ay minamandate ng batas, kaya lang ay kailangan kasi ng enabling resolution for that to be done. So we were able to do that. Pangalawa ay yun yung sinasabi natin kanina na inclusion doon sa local development program, because we asked for a resolution that will seek for the inclusion of the cooperative development program in the local development plan and investment development plan of the LGU. Napakahalaga noon dahil ang nangyayari kasi ay parang salita lang at programa nga lang. Pagka hindi kasi siya naisama doon sa local development plan at investment plan ng isang munisipyo, ay mababaliwala ang mga programa ng kooperatiba. Kaya through that resolution ay inaatasan natin ng mga LGU na isama yung kanilang cooperative development program sa kanilang investment development plan and local development plan. So yun yung mga recent developments po natin na ginagawa dyan sa Regional Development Council, dahil hindi naman, alam naman natin ang sitwasyon na hindi lahat ng LGU ay merong Cooperative Development Office, at yan ay nakadepende talaga sa pagtingin ng isang Chief Executive Officer ng ating depende sa mayor kung ano ang pagtingin niya sa kooperatiba, dahil hindi naman siya nire-require ng batas na magkaroon. Kaya we are trying to create these programs or this initiative para ma-compel silang maggawa ng kanilang plano, dahil nakikita natin yung kagandahan na binibigay ng kooperatiba sa mga munisipyo at syudad na sumiseryoso sa ganitong gawain.
Yes. If I may add, no, Bon, since tama ka that under the local government code, creation of the Cooperative Development Office is an optional department, no? Like the Environment and Natural Resource Office, Population Office, but just recent naaprubahan na yung mandatory creation ng Cooperative Development Office sa bawat local government unit, no. Baka pwede na ano ang stand mo na baka pwede na magkaroon ng resolution ng RDC to inform or to parang susugan yung batas na yon na masunod ng mga local chief executives yung nasabing batas na yon. At the same time, baka through your membership, may suggest mo na under the Sectoral Committee on Economic Development, magkaroon ng subcommittee on cooperative development under the SCED. Thank you.
We will do that, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We have here another question. So we had been pushing for cooperative development, and we have a Cooperative Development Authority or CDA. However, we could not match the co-op development in other countries. What ails the cooperatives in the Philippines? So what ails the cooperatives in the Philippines? So based on your experience, Sir Bon.
Well, marami actually. Pag tinignan mo yung mga horror story, madami yan sa sektor ng kooperatiba. Yung ibang bansa, they have we have our advantage and we have our disadvantages. And doon sa cooperative movement worldwide, talaga namang may mga countries na mas nauna na in-embrace yung cooperative approach. In fact, yung sa mga European countries, kahit naman doon sa ibang like South Korea or Japan, iba yung very holistic yung pagtingin nila sa mga cooperative. If you compare what they are doing with what we're doing, talagang malaking discrepancy. Can you imagine us here in the Philippines, sa isang barangay lang, merong 3-4 na kooperatiba. Doon pa lang sa level na yon, hindi na natin sila mapagsama-sama. So sa ibang bansa kasi ay when you say agri-cooperative, isang ano lang yan, isang agri-cooperative for a particular commodity. Like in the case of Netherlands, they have a cooperative for for yung sa tulips, yung sa flowers lang, sa flowers. So they organize themselves. The economic welfare of farmers are organized based on a particular commodity, at doon sila sama-samang naglalabi, sama-samang nagko-consolidate ng kanilang mga inputs and outputs. So I think it has something to do with our maturity, with how we look at the cooperative development, at yung maturity natin in how we accept like concepts like consolidation, merging of cooperatives. These are concepts na in-embrace ng ibang bansa, na siguro we are struggling with that concept kasi nga, as my example would put it, sa isang barangay may 3 kooperatiba. So that's a perfect example on how pagka yung tendency natin na pagka gusto nating humiwalay agad, or may isang bagay tayong hindi napagkasunduan sa isang grupo, posibleng ihiwalay natin yan at mag-create tayo ng another group. So we have that tendency. And again, it's a reflection of our maturity on how we embrace approaches na ginagawa ng iba, kasi they embrace concept like consolidation of inputs, consolidation of outputs ng mga farmer cooperatives nila. So sa atin, hindi tayo masyadong very clannish kasi yung approach natin. Gusto natin kanya-kanya tayo. So again, malaking factor yon. So with our maturity in terms of dealing with that. But yan naman ay pinagdaanan din ng ibang bansa. Yung malalaking bansa na malalaki ang kooperatiba, when you look at their history, in fact, what Netherlands is saying is, I think 30 or 40 years ago, kung saang stage naroroon yung some of our cooperatives here in the Philippines, naroroon sila, yung stage nila. So parang it's, tayo naman na sinasabihan nila ng ganun, we have something to look forward kasi with what they're doing. So magkakaiba ng approach, we have to deal with the dynamics we are present sa ating sitwasyon dito. Like yung concept natin kasi ng territory development, dahil sa karamihan ng kailangan nating socio-economic issues na i-address. Sa ibang bansa kasi, they are arranging it according to a business line. Pag sinabing Co-op Mart lang yan, isang separate business entity. Pag sinabing savings and credit lang yan, isang savings and credit cooperative lang yan sa buong bansa. Sa atin, we have a concept of multipurpose cooperative. But precisely, yun ay umuusbong dahil marami tayong socio-economic issues na kailangan at gustong i-address, like access to credit, providing basic necessities to the communities, at yun ay ini-embrace ng co-op, kaya nag-a-arise yung mga multipurpose cooperatives. Something na naroon tayo sa stage na yon. So we see naman na yan ay magbabago habang nagmamature din ang ating pagtingin sa iba't ibang konsepto like consolidation, integration. Yun po.
So it seems there is a need for collaboration also among the cooperatives. Is that what you were trying to say earlier? All right. Okay, thank you, Sir Bon. And we have another question here. Let me see. Let me read from the chat box. Okay. All right. So from Dr. Lapitan, Eileen, from Dr. Eileen Lapitan. So SIDC. Okay, so SIDC is one of the more successful co-ops. What did SIDC do differently to overcome challenges like immaturity or being clannish, as you had mentioned earlier?
Well, two of the major factors din nga po na sinasite natin is the ability to provide, one would be the professional management. If the enterprise is professionally managed, and the level of governance is, I would say, something professional. Professionalize yung governance structure na the decisions is based on, of course, the interest of the members, but mostly the decisions should be based on something tangible or something na objective ang pagtingin. At should be devoid of any personal interest. So yung governance and professional management will somehow guarantee that those instances wherein cooperatives na may tendency sanang mag-grow ay nahahaluan ng mga interest na hindi para sa buong kooperatiba but more on the personal interest of the individual officers. So malaking malaking factor 'yon na if that is settled, if that is level up na the interest of the cooperative should be naroon siya, pinakamataas siya. Yung pagtataguyod ng interest ng buong kooperatiba ang pinakamataas na interest na dapat i-pursue ng lahat. So malaking factor po 'yon na makakatulong at with the way it is being managed by the officers and the top management ay it spells naroon yung diferensya sa tingin po natin.
Okay, all right. And finally, we have one more question here, unless the other participants here in the Zoom session would have something to ask. Do we have other questions? Okay. So let me ask, this one final question, therefore, for Mr. De La Roca. How do we move forward in the new normal and modernize the progressive cooperatives? How do we move forward in the new normal and modernize the progressive cooperatives?
Well, the moving forward with the new normal, it has something to do with the way we look at the interests of our members, yung mga needs and interests of our members, and the way we do things before the new normal. Pag mataas ang pagtingin natin sa pangangailangan na makapagbigay ng serbisyo sa ating mga kasapi, sa ating mga miyembro, naroroon yung pagtingin natin para yun ang magiging basehan ng ating new normal. I mean, we are forced to reevaluate our existing way of providing products and services to our members dahil nga doon sa new normal. So one of the example would be yung pagdi-deliver sa bahay ng mga miyembro. That is something na biglang pumutok ngayong panahon na ito because nga very restricted yung mga interactions and everything, kaya naroroon. Yung new normal also would have some opportunities for the cooperatives na kailangan niyang tingnan. So moving forward, if you look at it, if you look at the overall economy of the Philippines at sino ba yung nagko-contribute doon sa gross domestic product. So if you look at 2020, I think first 3 quarters, very heavy ang contribution ng agriculture at saka finance. So ibig sabihin ay there is an opportunity for agri-production, for food production, for the cooperatives. Again, moving forward, these are opportunities that if you are planning for your cooperative and you are trying to identify business for your cooperative, yung food and agri is a safe bet dahil as we see, lumalago yung industriya kahit nasa pandemic tayo. Also with the savings and credit operation, the financial services are actually growing based on the data. So ito yung mga pwedeng itong mga anchor ng moving forward given the new normal dahil ibig sabihin niyan ay may mga industriyang posibleng mag-suffer pero may mga industriya din naman na may opportunity. So bilang isang kooperatiba na nasa perspective ng opportunity seeking, we encourage them to look at these sectors because there are sectors that are actually improving and growing. So we can capitalize on those and provide and plan accordingly. Ano po? Bagaman binago ng new normal yung the way of doing things, I still believe na marami pa ring opportunities, especially for agriculture. And if you organize and plan along that line, ay given na hindi naman nawawala ang demand for food and agri, it is an opportunity for everyone. Ayun po.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so far we have our discussions have revolved around development, of course, through your sharing about cooperative management, and also we've touched a little on governance as well, but we haven't really delved on education. So maybe just to tie things together, the three themes. So I hope you don't mind if I ask you this question. How significant, so based on your experience, how significant is education in governance and development? So how do we factor in education now, okay, in governance and development?
Well, in our experience and taking it from our lens, kung titingnan siya doon sa perspective ng mga cooperative katulad ng SIDSI, we look at education as something that we will be taking up ourselves. Ibig sabihin, when you look at cooperative governance, when you look up cooperative enterprise planning, cooperative management, we look at ini-explore ng mga kooperatiba, ng mga malalaking kooperatiba, kung paano sila mismo yung makakapagturo nito. So, dahil experience-wise, naroroon sa mga co-ops para siya ituro. And it is something that it's unique in itself dahil when you teach governance, when you teach cooperative management, ang take-off will be the experience. Kaya we see it as an opportunity actually right now because we look at it as something that because of the rich experience that we have along with other cooperatives, there might be opportunities for us to teach or to provide education on that line.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, Sir Paulo, is there anything else that you would like to add before we move on? Okay.
Well, in cooperative kasi talagang we value education. In fact, part nung kinikita ng kooperatiba, sineset aside namin yung 30%, which we call it statutory funds. And part of the statutory funds, hindi ko alam sa malalaking mga kooperatiba kagaya ng SIDSI, but sa initial, nagtatabi kami ng around 7 to 10% of our budget for education and trainings. So kailangan minomonitor yan ng authority how we utilize the allotted percentage para dun sa education. So dahil nga ang kooperatiba is an open and voluntary, so hindi siya nagre-require ng specific like educational level, basta as long na you can contribute doon sa capital, magiging miyembro ka na. Pero before you become a member, kailangan you undergo the pre-membership education seminar. So along the way, maraming mga mandatory trainings and seminars na kailangan mong atinan. So yun, and then governance is part of the structure ng kooperatiba talaga. So napakaganda ng kooperatiba, Sir Bon, di ba? Napakaganda. But for as long na talagang ang puso mo ay susundin mo yung totoong puso ng pagko-kooperatiba. Hindi mo dapat gamitin ang kooperatiba sa anumang personal interest. Kasi kapag gano'n na nangyari, nadidefeat na yung purpose of the intention of cooperative to be a self-help organization. So yun lang, Sir Bon.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Paulo. We have, by the way, received a message from the office of Mayor Mel. And unfortunately, he's still in the meeting, the emergency meeting in BILG. So he extends, okay, his apologies for having to miss, okay, the forum this afternoon. So unfortunately, okay, so he could no longer join us, okay, because they are still in that emergency meeting. Okay, so but then again, so far we've had a very engaging discussion, okay, on cooperative management, okay, and development, and we've touched on the different themes, okay, of today's forum. So to share with us her reflections, okay, on the presentation of Mr. De La Roca, and maybe some insights also, okay, on the sharing that we've had, okay, in the open forum, may I call on Miss Rowena Yap Bernal, the auditor of CPAf AA.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, Dr. Evely Serrano. Good afternoon to everyone who are here today, especially to our Vice President for Admin and Finance, Dr. Bello, OIC Dean, Dr. Bacongis, Assistant to the Chancellor, Dr. Eileen Mamino, and of course, our speaker for today, Mr. Bon de la Roca, our CPAF staff who are here, and our CPAF Alumni AA President, of course, Paolo Velasco and Dr. Tetek Santos David. So, it was really an engaging discussion. And while our speaker, Sir Bon, and the other alumni awardees, as mentioned by Dr. Bello, this forum was supposed to have been the venue for the rest of the awardees to share their experiences. Although Sir Bon and the rest came from different backgrounds, governance, education, and development, their individual work, as you've seen from the presentation of Sir Bon, highlighted the intrinsic oneness of the different sectors in moving forward with our country's development goals. So what they have done in their own fields are so closely connected and reflective of our collective efforts, whether in cooperatives, in government institutions, in non-government organizations, in international agencies and local communities, to contribute towards the realization of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So now the SDGs are big concepts and will take some time before we can achieve them by 2030, because this is what I was thinking while listening to Sir Bon. Its manifestation, the realization of these goals are in the little things that we do. In one policy, one project, one activity that's done with the intent to contribute. So over time, this will accumulate and allow us, our generation and the next ones, to benefit from these collective efforts. So while the work of Sir Bon and the other alumni awardees may favor one particular development goal, say one is more on poverty alleviation, while the other will be on reducing inequalities or providing decent housing, access to quality education, or affordable healthcare, all of these are intertwined and cannot accomplish its goals in a vacuum. So it's really the work of everyone. All the things that the different sectors of the society do contribute in creating an enabling environment and supportive policies. And this is also evident in the presentation of Sir Bon. And this enabling environment is what opens opportunities for everyone. So the current pandemic has shown us that now more than ever, we need strategic, supportive, responsive, and of course, inclusive policies and programs. According to UNDP, this 2020, while the coronavirus has respected no national boundaries, it will continue to discriminate against the most vulnerable. And as a country with various vulnerable groups, we need the concerted efforts to improve and positively move forward. This is why the presentation of Sir Bon is timely and really useful. So going back to the presentation of Sir Bon, what really stayed with me was the innovation and creativity with how the cooperative really worked. And he has shown us, when he was still talking about his life, he has shown us that through the years serving under different roles, there are opportunities to serve and be agents of change wherever you may be and under what role, whatever role you might be doing. So another thing that was highlighted in this presentation was the partnerships. It's very important. Like I said earlier, we cannot do anything in a vacuum. You have to work with other people, with other organizations. So partnerships, that's really, really important. And another thing that what I really like from his presentation was when he said they went to different places to look for opportunities. So you don't just wait for opportunities to come to you. You have to go out and look for them. And then those lakbay aras that he shared, the continuous learning, that's really, really important to make sure that we're always updated and still in line with what we're doing. And then another thing that I would like to highlight was when he said the members are the owners of the cooperative. So it's the same thing with governance. Because of course, we're in a democracy. Democracy is a government for the people, by the people, and of the people. So always it's the people at the center of everything that we do. So although the presentation was focused on cooperative. The ideas, the concepts that were presented by Sir Bon actually covered everything that's the same with governance and with education. So if in cooperative, the members are the owners, it's the same thing in governance, it's the people in education. These are our students, adults, or the minors. And then another word that I like, he's got a lot of words that I really liked in his presentation, complementation of different businesses. So Sir Bon was talking from the perspective of business, but complementation does not only work in business, it's in everywhere, in everything that we do. We need complementation to be able to help each other. And of course, one word that I think is usually forgotten in a lot of things that we're doing, although of course we know that everyone's trying to do this now, is inclusion. Inclusion is one thing that we have to consciously include in whatever we do. And then of course, having plans. I think Sir Bon really reiterated the need for plans, and that's really important. Without the plans, there's no way we'll be able to move forward strategically. And then of course, this is a reminder for all of us. And it's nice that this was brought up during the conversation, the Q&A portion, when he said the highest interest, you have to understand what's your highest interest, and that highest interest must be pursued by everyone. So that's I think more than being just a part of the presentation, it's actually like a call to action to pursue what's the highest interest that we have, whether it's an organization or in our communities. So if you go back to the title of this forum, Forum on Education, Governance, and Development, you can already see that the different sectors are integrated, and the development in one area serves as a building block for the other areas. And what I really like is that what we are highlighting in this forum is the experience of our CPAf awardee, and we can follow their lead and be inspired by what they have done, and we can do our own in our own fields, and we can continue to work progressively and contribute to the development of our own communities and organizations. So thank you so much, Sir Bon, for the inspiration. I would like to end this with a quote from, quote din ako, Sir Bon, from two former presidents of the Philippines, because this is really timely, I think. These are part of their speeches during their inauguration. So from President Ramon Magsaysay, we have a glorious past. Now we must build a future worthy of that past. And from President Garcia, again, this is actually a call to action. Together, we will meet our common problems and difficulties. With the singleness of purpose, together, we will overcome them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank you, Wen.
Okay, so you have tied Sir Bon's presentation points together perfectly. And I love what you mentioned about how the different sectors, okay, serve as building blocks, okay, for other sectors. And so while we need education, okay, to achieve good governance and development, we also need good governance, okay, and development for us to have, okay, quality education. So, Sir Paulo, is there anything else that you would like to add? Okay, so just to to share, okay, my synthesis, okay, so as we near the end, okay, of this forum, so in her welcome remarks, okay, so Dr. Bacongis mentioned that education, governance, and development have never been as important as it is now, given, of course, the many challenges that we are facing and our desire to move past this pandemic. And this was also emphasized in our discussion, okay, with Mr. Bon de la Roca. So it appears that cooperatives play a critical role as we work together to overcome economic and even social problems. However, as we have learned, okay, cooperatives in the country are not free from challenges. So during the open forum, okay, so Mr. De La Roca stressed the importance of collaboration among cooperatives and the need to deal with the dynamics, okay, and the issues, okay, these cooperatives are facing. So to move forward in the new normal, cooperatives need to take advantage of the different opportunities, okay, in the new normal, and to innovate, okay, and more so to look into growing sectors such as food and agricultural sector. So all in all, as mentioned earlier, it has been an engaging, okay, discussion, okay, with our guest speaker, Mr. Bon de la Roca, as well as with the participants, okay, of this forum. So to end, okay, this forum, may I call on now our CPAf AA President, Mr. Mark Paulo G. Velasco, for his closing remarks. Sorry, Paulo, before pala you give your closing remarks, so maybe we can award first our
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yes.
So yes. So Mr. Ruth, okay, before we have the closing remarks of Mr. Paulo Velasco, let's share, yes, our certificate of appreciation. So I almost forgot about that. Okay. All right. So maybe, Sir Paulo, you can read the citation and award this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Bon de la Roca.
Okay. University of the Philippines, Los Baños, College of Public Affairs and Development, and the CPAf Alumni Association presents this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Bon Ian D. de la Roca for attending or for being the resource speaker on the forum entitled Forum on Education, Development, and Governance, Experiences of the 2020 CPAf Alumni Awardees, held on the 29th January 2021 via YouTube live stream. Signed, Rowena D.T. Bacongis, OIC Dean CPAf, and Mark Paulo G. Velasco, President CPAf AA.
Okay.
Thank you, Sir Bon.
Thank you once again, Sir Bon. Okay, and then we also have a certificate of appreciation for Miss Rowena Yap Bernal. Okay, so Sir Paulo, would you like to read this? Okay, please. The citation.
Okay, this certificate of appreciation is given to Miss Rowena Yap Bernal for serving as a reactor during this forum entitled Forum on Education, Development, and Governance, Experiences of the 2020 CPAf Alumni Awardees, held on the 29th January 2021 via YouTube live stream. Signed, Rowena D.T. Bacongis, OIC Dean, CPAf, and Mark Paulo G. Velasco, President, CPAf AA. Thank you, Weng.
Thank you very much, Ms. Weng, okay, for serving as our reactor this afternoon. So yes, now going back, okay, to our closing remarks, okay, to be delivered by our CPAf AA President.
Thank you, Evely, our very energetic and hardworking former CPAf AA President. No, first of all, I would like to thank God for allowing us to push through this forum in line with the college 23rd anniversary. No? So as you all know, the conduct of this forum was postponed twice due to Typhoon Ulysses. I would also like to thank and congratulate our alumni awardees, no, who serve as our resource speaker. My very good friend Bon de la Roca. Bon, thank you for participating, and let's work together for new generation cooperatives. And Attorney Mayor Mel, who unfortunately did not attend the forum, pero I know Mayor Mel is a mover of entrepreneurial governance. No? So, and also I would like to congratulate our other alumni awardees, no, Dr. Celi Binoya and Congressman Gabi Bordado. Sila yung apat na awardees ng College of Public Affairs, together with TOA Mayor Mel Heculea. I would also like to thank Dr. Evely and Ruth and other CPAf team, no, for your perseverance and assistance to make this event possible. I would also like to thank our former Dean, Sir Roland Bello, who served as our advisor sa Alumni Association, and OIC Dean, Ma'am Weng Baconggis, and other former Dean ng college for your rock solid support to strengthen alumni for the past years. Siyempre, I would like to thank my co-alumni officers, no, si our Vice President, Dr. Eileen Mamino, our Treasurer, Dr. Tetik David, our Secretary, Attorney Venus Velasco, and our Auditor, UNDP Representative Weng Yap Bernal, for all your support, small and big. I know you are very occupied with your respective commitments, but still you are very supportive dun sa ating mga ginagawa sa association. And lastly, I would like to thank the whole College of Public Affairs, yung alumni, faculty, researchers, extension workers, and staff. I believe na yung word kanina, yung pinaka-keyword doon sa presentation is about partnership. So let's work together to make not only by strengthening the association, but by strengthening the college, our beloved College of Public Affairs and Development. So mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Sir Paolo. Now, as we end, as we close, our program, may we invite everyone to join us in singing UP Naming Mahal. Thank you po. So, do we have a photo op before everyone leaves? Nakaalis na sila, Sir Roland, eh. Kasi na-disconnect na daw sila. So, yeah, for those who are still here, can we have a photo op before we leave, the Zoom meeting? Okay, gallery. Yeah, may we request everyone to open their videos, yung mga nandito pa. Okay. Alright. I'll take the picture na lang. 1, 2, 3, smile. One. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Sir Bon, thank you very much. Sa uulitin po. Okay.
Magsabi lang po kayo, wala pong problema.
Thank you.
Nanginginig pa.
Thank you
Bro,
very
thank you, bro. Thank
Ruth
you.
and KMO, maraming
Wayne,
salamat.
thank you, Wayne.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
In one of our future activities.
Wayne, thank you.
Thanks, salamat.
Emily, thank you, Emily and team. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
When you call on me, when I hear you breathe, I get wings to fly. I feel that I'm alive. When you look at me, I can touch the sky. I know that I'm alive. When you bless the day, I just drift away. All my worries die. I'm glad that I'm alive. You've set my heart on fire, filled me with love, made me a woman on clouds above. I couldn't get much higher. My spirit takes flight, 'cause I